Shalom, we give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh by Shemi Al Shai by Shem Kakadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and shalom to the elect that's pushing out this word throughout the four corners of the globe in sincerity and the truth for the edification of the house of Dawadah. This is why we do these lessons. Shalom to you. Hope you're in good spirits. It's your brother Shema Amar from the DC camp. Shalom to you. Let's get straight to the scripture. We get the lesson, get the title, and Lord willing, it'll be edifying. We're going to read from the book of Psalms. The book of Psalms, the 25th chapter. And we're going to, let's read the title of this, and then I'll give you my title and continue the lesson. It says, Prayer for Protection, Guidance, and Pardon. We're going to read the first verse on down to some verse. I'm not sure where I'm going to stop, but let's read it. It's a Psalm of David. It says, Unto thee, O Lord, O Yahweh. Yahweh is Lord in all caps, and his name is Yahweh. It says, Unto thee, Yahweh, do I lift up my soul. O my God, I trust in thee. Let me not be ashamed. Let not my enemies triumph over me. Yea, let none that wait on thee be ashamed. Let them be ashamed which transgress without cause. Show me thy ways. This is the petition. This is the asking or the prayer for protection. David is saying, show me thy ways. O Yahweh, teach me thy paths. What are the paths? We're going to continue on. This is part of the lesson. Lead me in thy truth, not the falsehood, not the unrighteousness, but the path of truth, which is righteousness. And teach me, for thou art my power, or the power of my salvation. On thee do I wait all the day. And the Lord, and David had said, be not ashamed if you wait upon him. This is what we do. We ask for the way of truth, to the way of salvation. Okay? Because we haven't been saved yet. We haven't been delivered from our enemies. We haven't been delivered from wickedness throughout the earth that's all around us each and every day. Harm, right? The shadow of death. None of those things are out of our way. They're just right before us constantly. It says here, thy tender mercies and thy loving kindness, for they have been ever of old. Remember not the sins of my youth, nor my transgressions. According to thy mercy, remember thou me for thy goodness' sake, O Yahweh. Good and upright is Yahweh, therefore will he teach sinners in the way. The meek will he guide in judgment, and the meek will he teach his way. All the paths of Yahweh are mercy and truth unto such as keep his covenant and his testimonies. And this is where I want to begin to speak about the lesson that David had sent through petition to the Lord, that show me the way. So I want to talk about what did the Lord show Israel, and what did David actually get in return for his prayer? What did the house of David receive because of David's prayer? Because David just don't pray for just himself. He prays for the whole house of Israel to guide them, to know what to say to them, to keep them out of the way, because through the loving kindness that David knows, he wants this to be bestowed upon Israel also. And this is how we should be. So what we do is listen and pay attention. Israel's warning was always foretold. Warning. What is a warning? A warning is a notice beforehand of the consequences that will follow continuing in some particular course. It's a continuance of a particular course. Foretold is just what it means. It means to predict and to prophesy. So this is why we say to Israel, listen and pay attention. Because David asked for the way for the Lord to show his loving kindness and mercies, broke these things down. We now read and decipher exactly what the Lord's answer was. So, warning, listen up and pay attention. This is all David had wanted. This is all the Lord has sent to us, a warning, foretelling of things to come. Because what did Isaiah say? Isaiah said, the book of Isaiah 55 and 8, it says, for my thoughts, this is the answer from the Lord. Let's read the title. The free offer of mercy. This is the answer. The answer is mercy. This is what we live in. And we live in a time of mercy, right? A time of grace. And that's through Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Jesus. Yahweh Shai is his name. We live through his mercy because he is the answer coming from Yahweh. And he's the grace to get ourselves right. Because we took heed to the warning. We took heed to the prophecies. And we're reading them and giving warning to the whole house. So the whole house won't be able to fall into these traps that the world gives. Because the warning signs was up. The warning signs was foretold. Isaiah 55 and 8 says, for my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith Yahweh. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. For as the rain cometh down, and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater. This is the way I declared it, saith the Lord. This is my way. You may not have thought of this, the calculations, the process and the steps that you have to go through to receive your good fortune, but I made it. All you have to do is take warning, pay attention, and listen. This is the way I set it up. This is my process, not your process. You ask for the paths, you ask for the mercy. Well, this is how it's given to you. Take heed, pay attention. It says here, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. So now is your duty, your job is now to go find it. You find it in his words. You find it in his prophecies. The spirit of prophecy is Yahweh Shai. Seek him. Seek the Lord. Seek the answers. to the warning signs, to the times that you're living in. This is why we have to be circumspect in what we do, what we say, how we walk, how we think, what we look at. Everything has to be evaluated around us because this is our warning. How does the Lord speak to you? He speaks to you through signs. He speaks to you through similitudes. He speaks to you through experiences. Like the brother put out the video that a storm is not just a storm for destruction. A storm has messages after the storm. This is why we say we're going to clean up after the storm, or we're going to get ourselves together after the storm, because now that you've experienced the so-called harshness, what did you learn from it? A lot of people say, well, I'm not going to put any plywood on my windows in front of my business. I'm going to just weigh it out. Well, then you come back and your storm is all the front windows are bust out because you didn't take the warning signs. The warning signs were a storm is coming. Prepare yourself. So next time, now that your windows are broken out, you don't want that to happen again. Next time, take heed, listen, pay attention. When a storm is about to happen, prepare yourself. Prepare yourself even before you hear about a storm coming. Okay? It says here that my word that goes out from my mouth, my prophecies, my prophets, speak to you about a warning, right? If you should be taken in that warning, let's get that. That's the book of, hold on for a quick sec. Salakia, that's Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter. I think it's the 15th verse. Yeah, so start at 17. Ezekiel 3 and 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou shalt giveth him not warning, nor speaketh to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at your hand. Yet, if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou shalt have delivered your soul. So you give the warning, you give the definition of warning is what? The notice beforehand. You give them that notice beforehand of a probable incoming particular course or particular action that's going to happen. You tell him beforehand. If he listens, cool. If you don't want him, now it's on you. So we, being a watchman, right, not only listen and pay attention, but we also give the warning by foretelling the warning. And this is our job. This is all we have to do. This is all that the Lord requires. You just go out and preach. Go out and teach. And do it to the best of your ability. Get it all out as much as you can. You stand on the corner or you do a video, it's a particular time. 20-minute video, 10-minute video, 5-minute video. If you have a lot to say, it could be a 40-hour-long video. If you're on a corner on a Saturday or Friday or Wednesday, whatever day you go out, it could be 2 hours, 1 hour. Let it all out. Everything that the Spirit puts in your spirit to bring out, bring it out. Leave no stone unturned when you trying to warn the house of Israel, the elect, of the impending dangers that's about to fall upon us. Now it's up to them. You did your job. Now it's up to them to take advantage of the sayings of the word that Yahweh Shemel Shai put in you to just lay it all out. This is the job of an Israelite. Let's get Isaiah 28th chapter. Isaiah 28th chapter. It starts at the first verse. I may skip around because there's two parts to this chapter. It's about the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, of the impending danger, warning signs and warning messages that the Lord had given the house, right? Because David said, show us the way. So the whole house, right, is Ephraim, which is the northern tribe, and the southern kingdom, Judah. So we have to speak to both of them. It's not just one or the other, or not just one, it's both. So we start at the first verse. It says, woe to the crown of pride. Let's get this in the NLT, because a lot of people don't understand some words that it may be hard for them to understand. So we give them the understanding through plain language or new language translation. What sorrow awaits the proud city of Samaria, the glorious crown of the drunks of Israel? It sits at the head of a fertile valley, but its glorious beauty will fade like a flower. It is the pride of a people brought down by wine, and that wine is not talking about Hennessy or Jameson or Crown Royal or tequila. These drunks are drunken by the philosophies of the world. They can't see the warning signs or take heed to the impending danger. So the flower, like it says, the crown is going to fade. It's going to tarnish. It's going to be broken because it doesn't take heed of the warning signs. It says here, verse 2, for Yahweh will send a mighty army against it, like a mighty hailstorm and a torrential rain, right? We talk about storms. They will burst upon it like a surging flood and smash it to the ground. And at this time, it was talking about the Assyrians. The northern tribe, the capital city being Samaria, did not take heed to the warning signs that Isaiah was speaking to them. Why? They were drunk with the philosophies that was around them. Oh, it's going to say it. The proud city of Samaria, the glorious crown of the drunks of Israel, will be trampled beneath its enemies' feet. It sits at the head of a fertile valley, but its glorious beauty will fade like a flower. Whoever sees it will snatch it up, as an early fig is quickly picked and eaten. When at last, then at last, the Lord of heaven armies will himself be Israel's glorious crown. He will be the pride and joy of the remnant of his people. He will give a longing for justice to their judges. He will give great courage to their warriors who stand at the gates. Now, however, Israel is led by drunks. It's sad, man. It's sad what we've been reduced to because we don't take the signs and the warning signs of the impending danger. This is why our nation, our house, our people are in the condition that they're in. It's really, really sad that this is how they are. However, the elect is going to take heed and save his soul. It says, now, however, Israel is led by drunks who reel with wine and stagger with alcohol. The priests and the prophets stagger with alcohol and lose themselves in wine. They reel when they see visions and stagger as they render decisions. What good is that? What good is the counsel if it can't stand? It doesn't stand. What is it standing on? It's standing on your own thoughts. Remember, the Lord said, your thoughts are not my thoughts. Now imagine having spirits on you. We call that today the Christian church. We see the so-called Black, Latino, Native American Christian churches and their ways, not only just Christian ways, but their ways of their leadership, right, are like stinking, drunken alcoholics. Can't stand on their own, stagger, mumbling, stumbling, falling down, and they can't even save themselves. Who does the Lord think we are, they ask. Why does he speak to us like this? Are we little children just recently weaned? He tells us everything over and over, one line at a time, here a little and there a little. So now Yahweh will have to speak to his people through foreign oppressors who speak a strange language. God has told his people, here is a place of rest. Let the weary rest. Here, this is a place of quiet rest. But they would not listen. Remember, here a little and there a little. So the book is telling us exactly what the Lord is needing for us to hear. This is what David had wrote in his prayer. This was his petition to Yahweh. Show us the path. Show me the path, how to get out my oppressor's way, to deliver me from the wicked. So the Lord will spell out his message for them again, one line at a time, a little here and a little there, so that they will stumble and fall. They will be injured, trapped, and captured. This is what we become. Therefore, listen to this message from the Lord, you scoffing rulers in Jerusalem. You boast, we have struck a bargain to cheat death and have made a deal to dodge the grave? Really? The coming destruction can never touch us, for we have built a strong refuge made of lies and deception. Now, brothers know this scripture. You read it in the King James. It's the same, but it's different. This one it's so plain. It's so plain. And when you understand the King James, how we've been taught, you go to this new language translation and you see that this is so plain, even a child can understand this. It's like reading a child book. That's why the children of Israel right here was saying, you talk to us like a child. Yeah, because if it was anything harder, if it was on a level where you can't understand these words so plainly, you would make an excuse. There's no excuse for warnings. Warning is exactly what it is, right? Didn't we explain what the definition of warning is? A notice beforehand of the consequences that will follow continuing in some particular course. It's going to happen. And when the prophets speak these things, it's called foretelling or prophecy. It will happen because the Lord's word does not go out void. When he tell you something, it's going to happen. His words don't go out void. This warning don't get checked. Yes, it's going to get checked. Everything that you do, say, right, and think, right, you're going to be held accountable. Everything that the Lord said not to do and do, you're going to be held accountable. Because storms always come, no matter what. As the world turns, as they say, as the world turns, right? So is his prophecy. His prophecy is just right around the corner. It says here, verse 8:16. Therefore, this is what the sovereign Lord says. Look, I am placing a foundation stone in Jerusalem. This is your answer. A firm and tested stone. It is a precious cornerstone that is safe to build on. Whoever believes need never be shaken. That cornerstone is Yahweh Shai, who the world called Jesus. He has the answers. He is the answer. I will test you with the measurement or the measuring line of justice and the plumb line of righteousness. Since your refuge is made of lies, a hailstorm will knock it down. Since it is made of deception, a flood will sweep it away. I will cancel the bargain you made to cheat death, and I will overturn your deal to dodge the grave. When the terrible enemy sweeps through, you will be trampled into the ground. Again and again that flood will come, morning after morning, day and night, until you are carried away. This message will bring terror to your people. The bed you have made is too short to lie on. The blankets are too narrow to cover you. Yahweh will come as he did against the Philistines at Mount Perazim and against the Amorites at Gibeon. He will come to do a strange thing. He will come to do an unusual deed. For the Lord and the Lord of the heavens army has plainly said that he is determined to crush the whole land. So scoff no more, or your punishment will be even greater. Listen to me. Listen and pay close attention. We give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Shalom.